and I'm just one of these, and yeah, well, one day I'll go to heaven. All that stuff's passed away. And he says this, behold, all things have become new. So he's talking about the new, what's happened new in your life. But before he says this, he uses a word. What's the word he uses? Behold. What is he saying to you? You have to behold the reality that something different is inside you. Remember in Joshua he said, see, I have given you the king. Remember when we were going through that week after week? They had to see what God had done so they could walk out what he did. Here he's saying, behold, there's something completely different about you. But if you never behold it, you'll never acknowledge it. And if you never acknowledge it, we'll never experience it. Are you with me? Now, give you a couple more verses. Philemon 1:6. I reversed it. It actually says, the communication of your faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you in Christ. But I reversed it. Here's a verse that tells you something about yourself. This is what it says. By you acknowledging. Say acknowledging.
Acknowledging.
By you acknowledging every good thing that's in you in Christ. By you acknowledging it. How many of you know if you're going to acknowledge it, you're going to have to say it? Did you know what God did to Abraham? Abraham's name was Abram. A-B-R-A-M. God changed his name to Abraham. The reason he changed it to Abraham is because Abraham means the father of many. And God's promise to him was to be the father of many. So God changed his name when he didn't have any kids at all. Right? Actually, he had one, but it wasn't by the promise. But that's a different thing. God changed his name, and he's walking around acknowledging himself. See, names meant something to them. And he's saying, oh, you call me Abraham. And everybody's looking at him like, Abraham? You don't have any kids. What do you mean you're Abraham? Who do you think you are, Abraham? He's calling himself father of many. He's acknowledging what God has done, even though he didn't see it. And what you have to do, and I have to do in the new creation, is we have to acknowledge what has happened in us in the new species, even though I don't feel it. You have to acknowledge it. And as you acknowledge it, he says, by the acknowledging of every good thing that's in you. So something's going to happen when you acknowledge every good thing that's in you. This is what's going to happen. The communication of your faith becomes effectual, or put it this way, your faith begins to grow and become effective.